Good evening, friends. I'm Donald Fernandez, and I'm going to share with you our work at Food Bank and Street Providence for the last 3 years. 1st of December was our anniversary, was our third year anniversary. So I was basically born and brought up in Saligaon, but now for the last 12 years I stay in Sangolda. I come from a very big family of 13 children, and I am the second last. And always being last, you usually get mischievous, and I was mischievous at times. Most of the time I used to be punished, scolded. At an early age, I was forced to learn the violin, and which I didn't like, but somehow I learned the violin. I joined the minor seminary, but it lasted just for 2 years, till 9th standard. I failed 11th standard, which was very shameful, and which was not very pleasant. But with determination and I completed my MCom. And during my college days, I used to teach music, and then I realized the importance of music, why I learned it at a very early age, and it came in handy. Many may not be aware that exactly 25 years back, I created a Limca record of riding a cycle 40 kilometers non-stop and playing the violin. I'll repeat again. Oh, it's on mute. Why is it on mute? Why it is on mute? It's saying it's on mute. Any idea?
No.
You can hear me? Can anybody just let me know if you can hear me, because I'm going live first time? Okay, good. So basically, 25 years back, I had created a record of riding a cycle non-stop and playing the violin, and I felt great. And then I realized the importance of music, and I also did a record. I attempted a record of playing the guitar and the mouth organ on a moving motorcycle for 10 kilometers. Life was good. I started working, and I lost track of God and humanity, and I had a lot of issues in my life, early life. 2004, I met this girl. I got married with the expectation and dreams that she would change me, but things were not as it turned out to be. But my wife had faith in God. She had a word, and in 2006 we were blessed with a baby boy, and we named him Nathan. 2010 was a turning point in my life. I had no job, I had no house, I had no peace of mind, I had no money, I had nothing. In fact, in 2010 I changed 3 jobs in 1 year. 2011 was my breakthrough. I got a job with a dairy company, Vimal Dairy, and I still work in that company. It's 10 years now. And slowly by slowly, things started stabilizing. 2012, I started my spiritual growth. I started attending retreats of Brother Johnson at New Creation, and I learned the scriptures. I started studying the scriptures. I felt better, and in June 2012, that's within 3 months or 4 months, my wife conceived, because we didn't have a baby for the second child for the 7 years in between after Nathan was born. So we had a baby. I learned the scriptures. I started volunteering with Brother Johnson, and things were good. April 2013, my baby girl was born, and we named her Rebecca. Late 2013, I had some setback with Brother Johnson, and he asked me not to volunteer with him anymore. And at that point of time, I could have just kept the hurt and walked away. But I decided to listen to him. I used to sit down. I was not a volunteer anymore. I would sit down there, and life went on. But I was not at peace. So 2014, we started cooking food in our kitchen at home in tiffins, and 50 meals would go out every day in the morning. First I would deliver them in Sangolda and later in Saligao, and then a boy would deliver them for me. And that was our basic seed which we sowed for the food bank. 2015 July, I was blessed with another child and we named him David. So we had now Nathan, Rebecca and David. And as gratitude for two lovely children, with the word of God, we bought an ambulance. There was a reason we bought an ambulance, because we found as we were feeding people that there were a lot of physically challenged children, old people. They needed to go to hospital, and they were poor. So I started driving myself, and when I could not drive, I would hire my driver or somebody would take them along and go. And this went on for the full 2015, and we reached out to multiple people. 2016 we installed a water tap on our compound at Sangolda, 24 hours tap, so that people would get fresh potable drinking water. 2017 May, we installed our first fridge in our compound on Sangolda at the side of the taps, and we started the food bank. As we started the food bank, we started collecting food and feeding people on the streets. And I observed, that time I was alone, I just had Sapnesh with me. I observed that there were a lot of sick, poor, handicapped, old people on the street with wounds, bandages, and we were feeding them every day, and we didn't feel right. So with folded hands, we went to Brother Johnson again back and asked him, bro, can we use some space? And he said, yeah, you can use my space. So we used to hire Mario Cordero's vehicle from Saligao. Every Saturday or Friday, Saturday, I'm not sure, I can't remember the days. We used to get people off the streets, put them in the rickshaw. Sapnesh would collect them, put them in the rickshaw, take them, bring them to New Creation Home. We would cut their hair, shave them, clean them, bathe them, check for wounds, give them some medicine, talk to them, give them a warm meal, give them new clothes, let them sleep for the night, and evening drop them back. And we could see that every day they're going back into the muck. So in August, Brother Johnson agreed that we can use some little space to keep the few sick guys, and we were keeping the guys there, but we didn't have a home. But when you actually start doing work, it looks like you're trampling on somebody's toes. Somebody does not like your growth. So we got marching orders in November 2017. But Brother Johnson didn't tell us to go, neither did he tell us to stay, but the orders were given. But he didn't tell us where to go. So now what do? We are like the children of Israel. We forget what God has done for us. We forget how He has taken us out of the desert. We forget what good He has done for us. And we keep asking God why. But I don't think we need to ask God why. We need to ask God what. What do I do, God? So we asked God, now what do we do? So God inspired me to approach my sister. She had a home in Porvory, and she said, yeah, you can use my home. And that was how we ran our first home in Porvory. And immediately we formed a trust. We formed a trust in December 2017, although we started the food bank in May 2017, but we formed the trust in December 2017. And God provided us food, God provided us a home, God provided us resources, God provided us everything. But the home got full. So I asked God, what now what? And God gave us another home. But during the time we were given marching orders and we were going to the home, something wonderful happened. The Archbishop of Goa invited me over to meet him. Now when the Archbishop, and I never met the Archbishop before in my life. So when the Archbishop calls you, we went with high expectations. He gave us 3 hours of his time, and he listened to whatever I had to say. He allowed me to put my food bank fridge in his palace or in his home in Altin. It opened up the system fast. So if I had to take the offense of getting the marching orders and have hard feeling, I would not grow. We put fridges in churches, convents, public places, petrol pumps. We put 38 fridges. The Archbishop opened up a church to us to use for rehabilitation. which usually nobody gives you. I mean, people have reservations when giving for rehabilitation of poor people and stuff like that. And things were good. Uh, things were good. So we formed the trust. We applied for Section 12A, and as we applied for Section 12A, we got a Section 12A. We hadn't to pay anything to nobody. We got it at a nominal rate. We hired a consultant. The 38 fridges grew. We got more homes. We got 120 people approximately in our homes, and we kept looking after them. And we caught the attention of Goa police. Now, usually, I'm not sure myself, but lay people usually don't get opportunities to address the police force. I was blessed to be called by the DIG. He gave me an opportunity to address the police force. I explained my concept to the police force. The DIG gave us a note, a letter saying, addressed to all police stations, saying, you should support this guy. You should support this NGO, not this guy. You should support this NGO. And that's how our rehabilitation worked. We actually thank the Goa police for supporting us in this unique rehabilitation program where, everything is linked. June 2018, we started a women's home looking after homeless street women, and the Archbishop again, we invited him to bless the home, and he blessed the home. And then there was a flood in Kerala. I'm sure you all remembered, September 2018. And that's where all our 300 volunteers got together, and we collected about 13 trucks worth of material worth 1.5 crore and sent to Kerala. And that is where people began to recognize Street Providence. It was a coordinated operation, only coordinated by me, but 300 volunteers were up all parts of Goa. We started during 2018 dry ration for 50 HIV infected families, and today, after 2 years and 3 months, we give 250 dry rations kits to 250 poor and HIV infected families in Goa through 3 other NGOs. We associate ourselves with 3 other NGOs. Our food bank was growing. We were collecting 1500 kilos of food, feeding 3,000-4,000 meals, looking after so many people. The operation was good. We had a few setbacks here and there, but we asked God what, and God said, okay, this is what I'm telling you, you'd keep doing it. We applied for ATG in January 2020, just before the lockdown, and somewhere this is the testimony which God actually worked for us, not for me, but it worked for the Street Providence. The lockdown started on 21st say March, and we were expecting our ATG quite early. Now, March ending, when March starts, usually all the income tax officers usually are on collection, they have their visits and whatever. So our consultant told us, see, your papers are not going to be signed, you will not get ATG this year. Now, without ATG, we cannot collect donations, and nobody knew the COVID is going to be so bad. So we were to get a big CSR donation, but we didn't have ATG. And the person said, if you don't give it to me on 1st of March, I cannot do anything with you. It was a huge amount. So when we got information that the commissioner is not going to sign our papers because he doesn't have the time, I knew a very senior IRS officer in Bangalore. So I called him and I told him, sir, see, this is my issue. And he said, no problem, I'll look into it. Simultaneously, I spoke to a close friend of mine, and he said, no problem, just send me the paper. And believe me, within 24 hours, the same officer who said this paper will come to me only on 29th of March, the same officer signed our ATG certificate within the same 24 hours. And that's how we got our ATG again without any consultancy fee, nothing, normal. And that's how it went. So during the full COVID, we were really scared because, it was a big problem. People were frightened. But God's wisdom, God's favor was on me, and I stocked up all my homes with ration because we knew the lockdown was coming. We will not be able to manage. We stocked our homes with ration. We sat quiet for 7 days, and somewhere 1st of April, we hit the streets. From 1st of April till maybe end of September, we moved a lot of food, lot of ration, maybe 25-26 lakhs worth of food. We picked up 50 homeless street people during the COVID time when everybody was afraid. Not many people were taking people off the streets. Not many people, old age homes or any homes were taking anybody off the streets. And with the grace of God, we didn't have a single COVID case in our home till to date. We had people having fever 104, 105. I just asked God, what is the next plan you have for us? It went on and on. A lot of people get messages from me, and we have been operating on this system because we don't have a platform, we don't have a pulpit, we don't own any homes, we are all on rent. We are virtual, we are basically working virtually, we work virtual, but we keep sending messages, and each message I write, I bless the message, and each message I send gets me a benefactor. That is how we survive at Street Pro. That is how we raise resources. 99% people who are my benefactors may have not seen my face. This is a video which people will at least understand who Donald is. A lot of people say, we thought you're an old man. No, I'm not old, I'm a young guy. And God doesn't answer old people's prayers only, He also answers young people's prayers. And God is good. God answers prayers because He's good. God doesn't answer prayer because I'm good and He answers mine. No, God answers prayers because He's good. So here we are now. We serve breakfast outside the district hospital out Mapsa and Margao every day. We serve breakfast outside IPHP and JMC every day. From February 2020, we started serving now meals on wheels across municipalities where poor people can get a meal. We are trying to cover all 14 municipalities, and God now has put into my heart to support orphanages. Orphans. We are trying to start a big orphanage for home children, because we meet a lot of families on street who got children. We are registered for multiple things. We have registered for children, for home men, women. God has always been answering my prayers. He's given me good trustees, He's given me good volunteers, He's given me good benefactors, He's given me good health, He's given me wisdom, He's given me favor. It's such a complicated operation we run. I just coordinate. I don't reach the streets to pick people. I don't reach the streets to feed people. I don't reach the homes at times where we run. But everything God has planned systematically. He knows the beginning from the end. He's the master planner. We never had any issues with nobody. And whenever issues came, I used to be I'm not a perfect guy. I have a lot of mistakes in me. I have a lot of flaws in me. I snap, I get angry, I retaliate. My main issue is I'm trying to rush through so many things. We're trying to run the race as fast as possible. There are many out there. And in due course of time, I must have trampled on people's feet. I must have written bad things about people. I must have got frustrated, which I apologize. But a lot of people told me in the last 6 months, your messages are quite positive. You're not the same Donald. And I realized my mistake. So here we are. What I was broken 10 years back, today I have 8 homes. I don't have the homes. We have the homes. I have a couple of vehicles. I have volunteers. I didn't have a job 10 years back. Today I employ 12 to 15 people in Street Providence. I still hold on to my job. I still have a job. I have this gift of multitasking. So it's not easy. It's just not easy. At the end of the day, I still have plenty of time. I'm grateful to God for giving me such a lovely wife who understands me, who takes care of my children, who takes care of the home. I'm grateful to God for the children who tolerate me working on the phone all the time. I try to spend a lot of time. And one thing, God has been so generous to me. He has allowed me to be raise resources that in the last 3 years, through these fingers, 6.5 crores worth of food, aid, medicine, rehabilitation has moved to these fingers. And you know what? Money does not stick to my fingers. That's why God gives me more and more. Money can never stick to my fingers. Nothing can stick to my fingers. It keeps sticking to the poor. And you need to be a giver if you're going to reap. You need to sow if you're going to reap. You need to look after your family first. If you're going to look after people on the street, if you're going to look after the homeless, you need to look after your family. I thank a lot of people who have worked behind the scenes with me. I thank a lot of people who have supported me. I need to thank one person, just one. I need to thank multiple people, but if this one person had not held my hand 40 months ago and is still holding my hand after 40 months, the same check and the same figure, 40 months, and it's a huge donation towards our NGO. So there are multiple people working with us, multiple trustees. We thank the Archdiocese. We thank FMCK for opening 2 of their homes to us. We thank FHIC who given us such a big home at Margao. We thank St. Michael's Trust at Asnara for opening their home. There will be so many people who have come along my way. I thank so many people who blessed me, and I apologize to anybody who I hurt, anybody who I wrote negative information, anybody I didn't appreciate, anybody I uploaded some things. And if you are going through some troubles in your life, if you lost your job, you lost your health, this is not from God. You are being tested, your faith is being tested, and God is waiting for you to use your faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. And here I am on the scriptures, here I am with the word of God, listening to BJ's teachings. I'm grateful to Brother Johnson for whatever differences we have, we have and will have, but that's not a particular point. He's always opened his doors to me. I learned a lot of things from his rehabilitation. Another thing, if you're running an NGO, whatever NGO you're running, see that you maintain proper accounts. That is the first place to be hit at. We at Street Providence only do collect checks and NEFTs. We don't get into cash. So I get comfortable sleep at night because everything is systematic. And God bless you. Thank you.